Hi, Eddie Marcus here again. Look, I would like to direct this correspondence to men everywhere, every kind of men, but more specifically, human men. You know what it's like to feel that you have control of yourself and control over your situation, especially your family situation. You like to know that you, as a provider, capable, and evidently supporting your family with their needs, their wants, and their desires are. You are there to make sure that that occurs in their lives. Everybody got a role to play, but this is your particular role. These are black men, white men, American men, African men, Asian men, everywhere. You like to have that kind of assurance. And in order for that to happen, we should at least think about it. In order for it to happen, it would require something unique that usually is not practiced. We have been introduced to systems everywhere that require us to go against one another, to compete. And when we basing our future on the outcome of our competitiveness, sometimes depending upon our moral character, we will do things that kind of off the honest road, and you benefit from it. Sometimes they say they come up with some law that serves some and not others. And to make a long story short, it's defeating. And yet, you think about what is happening in America, especially now Americans. We have seen how the enemy works. Now, this isn't the totality of enemy work. This is just part of it, what is happening in the United States of America. You see how the things that used to be understood as truths and decency have just been flipped, where all lies are truths and all truths are lies, and people actually support that. And there are those of us who know that's a fabrication. So I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, and you men, if you want to be able to have that assurance, that authority, that confidence of being a man, it requires that you be a man now. I'm reminded when I just saw something the other day. They were talking about Spain. The border was open. People could go and have a step closer to freedom or something like that. I'm not saying it right, but that's what it was all about. And people were just coming over, just running by the thousands. People trying to find a better life, a better way of living. And here we are as human beings. Are so detached from one another. We don't see our connection with it in any form or fashion until it works its way around us. What is happening here to us today, many of us grew up watching it on television, on movies like Combat, and they were showing how this kind of stuff happened in Germany and all that crazy stuff that was going on. And we were sitting back being programmed to think that we were a fantastic country because it never happened to us. And so we were really detached from it beyond the movie. And that detachment has come around to today, where we have in the White House and we have a group of people within this country who allows everything to happen. And they have one thing in mind, and that's to take us back to that kind of stuff that we were avoided. Now it's finally got here. So I say to all of us, it is time perhaps for an uprising. Yes, for those of you in the blue states, you know that the government Republicans in front of the government coming to persecute you, cause you pain, cause you suffering. You have reason for an uprising. You farmers, I hear you talking on the internet. I don't know too much about the reality of your story beyond what you are saying. And you are saying that you are pissed. And if you are pissed, then something should be evident of it. It is time that you join an uprising. For those of you who call yourselves middle class, who was going to be lifted up with this, do you feel lifted up? How high have your feet gotten off the ground since this lie was told to you? Not far. So that gives you motivation to stand up and engage yourself in an uprising. For those of you who are poor, you know you've always been poor. And now there's nothing that's happening to do anything for you. You're just totally being left out. And when you had established something called Tent City here, Tent City there, because it was the weakest thing that you guys could come together and do together to survive, while the other people who had something didn't give a stink about you, well, they're closing you down. Now, if anybody ever had a reason to engage themselves in an uprising, it is you. You, the people of color. You who thought you were white and wanted to give your allegiance to white, your empowerment to whiteness. Now you see how it has been treated by the same structure that has been doing it to black people all along. Now find it's okay to do it to you. And you are recognizing really real. Why? Because it came home to roost. You should definitely have a reason to rise up and join into an uprising. For those of you who are black Americans, my God, I don't think I should say anything because you know the story and you should be first in line to rise up and engage yourself in an uprising. State legislators, you are people supposedly representing people. And even though you're doing it at your state level, at the same time, you are connected to the national level. And you, my friends, if you're genuine at the state level and what's going on to the people on a national level, you should stand up, join into an uprising to bring changes that will satisfy this, not just in your city, not just in your little capital city, but around the world. Those of you who are mayors, same story. You should be engaged. Yes, I know you talking about you got city government. Yeah, that's okay. But city government is a part of state government. State government is a part of national government. And government is of the people, by the people, for the people. And the government should represent the people. And this gives you mayors and governors and states and cities the authority. If a corporation can become and act as people and vote, then you, as representatives of the people, got the right to stand up and be heard by not sitting down until some action positive as you required is done. You have the reason to stand up and do something about it. And that includes Christianity, that includes Islam, that includes all of the religious faith that's out here, and the churches and mosques and everybody that's associated with them to rise up in this moment in time and engage yourself in an uprising. That ugliness that's causing pain and suffering, that ugliness that's taking away your health care, that's taking away your ability to receive certain benefits that help you get along. Make sure that that stuff is in it, and by making sure that it's in it, not just doing that, but making sure and assuring to each and every last one of us a way of again engaging ourselves in this process that would allow each of us to have our needs, wants, and desires met, having to suffer for nothing because we have engaged ourselves in such a way that we are doing what we love, we've chosen as our love. And because of that, we have joy that comes from it, and we engage ourselves continuously while we are creating in abundance of goods and services that no one ever have to suffer lack thereof. That's the new way of thinking. This is the way I want you to think. This is, and if you can think of something that's better than this, come on out and speak it, and we'll do that. But right now, I don't know of anything that's better than this. I know this is a trillion times better than what's happening in this country. This is a trillion times better than what's happening on the world. Why is it? Because it is a representation of the power that we cannot see being made real in us by how we represent that same kind of love toward one another. And that is having done for them the same thing we would want done for ourselves. I don't have to beg, ladies and gentlemen. I just share the truth with you. And if you want to wake up and join the truth. That should be enough for a whole nation to stand up, not just talking, but come out and let the public know, let everybody in the public know that America, the citizens of America, are fed up with this crap and we're resisting it. And we demand change. We're saying that to one another. We demand change and the kind of change that we talked about here. And if, like we said, if someone you come up with better, and if it's better, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it includes everybody, always includes everybody. And it's not my view, your view, it's the view that works. Well, and we need an uprising. Now, I don't know how to start an uprising. I just tell you some motivational stuff. But there are those of you who know just exactly how to get it going. And we should get it going right away. Why? Because the world of life is too wonderful for us to be passing it up like this. Let's do something right now.